The streets of Chicago's River North glowed under the holiday lights, where the December chill carried whispers of ambition and secrets. It was a crisp winter night, the kind where the wind bites your cheeks, and the city's biggest marketing firm, Vivid Spark, was throwing its annual Christmas party. The venue, a swanky, converted warehouse with floor-to-ceiling windows spilling neon glow, hummed with celebration. The thump of a DJ's bass line mixed with pop hits, the clink of champagne glasses, and the laughter of the city's elite created a perfect storm of festivity. But that night, my world, mine and Anna's, was about to shatter. I'm Aaron, by the way. Anna and I had been married for 7 years. I'm just a high school history teacher from a middle-class suburb in Evanston, known for my quiet reliability and maybe a little too much faith in people. Anna, though, she's a firecracker, a sharp, ambitious marketing manager at Vivid Spark, always the brightest in any room. People used to say we were like peanut butter and jelly, the perfect pair. But every perfect story has a crack, and ours was named Victor. Victor was Anna's boss, the kind of guy who owned every room he walked into. Tall, slick, with a voice that could sell ice to a snowman. Anna would rave about him. How he was tough but brilliant. How he'd help her climb the corporate ladder. I'd raise an eyebrow, but she'd laugh it off. It's just work, Aaron. He's pushing for my promotion. I had my doubts, but Anna's smile, that was my anchor. I never imagined it'd be my undoing that night. The warehouse was decked out, twinkling lights, a massive Christmas tree, and a dance floor packed with Chicago's movers and shakers. Anna looked like a vision in a red cocktail dress, the kind that hugged her curves and caught every eye. I was in my usual navy blazer, trying to keep up with her sparkle. "You're stealing the show tonight," I whispered in her ear, grinning. She gave my hand a playful pat, but her eyes kept drifting to Victor, who stood across the room like some Wall Street king, sipping whiskey with his cronies. The party roared on, the night growing louder and blurrier. I got dragged into a clumsy dance-off with some colleagues, but my eyes stayed on Anna. Then she was gone. Probably just grabbing some air, I told myself, ignoring the knot in my gut. I scanned the crowd, then asked a friend Maya, "Hey, where's Anna?" Maya hesitated, her eyes flickering. I think she went upstairs with Victor. My heart stopped. I bolted for stairs, weaving to the crowd, the thumping music fading into a dull roar in my ears. The upper floor was a maze of sleek offices, glass walls reflecting the party's glow. Some doors were cracked open, whispers spilling out. At the end of the hall was Victor's corner office, its glass door shut, the blinds swaying slightly. My pulse pounded like a jackhammer. With a trembling hand, I pushed the door open. There she was, Anna, perched on the edge of his desk, her dress hiked up, Victor standing so close there wasn't room for a breath between them. Her eyes widened, a mix of fear and shame. "Aaron!" she gasped, fumbling to fix her dress. This was a mistake. A mistake? I roared, my voice cracking with betrayal. "You're cheating on me, Anna, with your damn boss." The hurt burned like acid in my throat. Victor, cool as ever, buttoned his shirt. "Chill out, Aaron. It's just one night." His smugness lit a fire in me. I swung, my fist connecting with his jaw. He stumbled, but that bastard laughed. "If your wife really loved you, this wouldn't have happened," he taunted. I turned to Anna, my voice shaking. "How long, Anna? How long has this been going on?" Tears streamed down her face, but her silence said it all. I don't know how it happened," she whispered. "You don't know?" My voice turned cold as ice. "I trusted you. I gave you my life. And you threw it away." I shook off her hand as she reached for me, pleading, "Please, Aaron, forgive me." But I didn't look back. I stormed out, the party's noise swallowing my rage. The next few months were a blur. I filed for divorce, ignoring Anna's endless apologies. Her eyes didn't have that spark anymore, the one that used to pull me in. I told her she was out of my life for good. But deep down, the anger still simmered, not just at her, but at Victor. I swore I'd make them both pay, not with fists, but with something sharper. Revenge. I created a new persona, Ryan, a freelance journalist sniffing around Chicago's high-flying party scene. Ryan was smooth, connected, nothing like the quiet teacher I was. I crossed paths with Victor's new girlfriend, Natalie, a rising model he paraded like a trophy. Natalie was fed up with Victor's games, and I played the part, earning her trust. I told her I was working on an expose about the dark side of Chicago's marketing world. She spilled Victor's shady deals, tax evasion, even a story about an ex-girlfriend he'd treated like dirt. Then came the twist. Anna reached out to Ryan, not knowing it was me. "I want to take Victor down," she said, her voice raw. "I messed up Ryan, but he used me. He's a monster." Her tears didn't move me. Not yet. I saw an opportunity and pulled her into my plan, but my real goal, that was still my secret. One late night, Anna and I, still posing as Ryan, hatched a plan to dig deeper into Victor's world. We got our hands on some confidential files from Vivid Spark servers. But when we cracked them open, the truth hit like a freight train. The documents laid it all bare. Victor had set Anna up that night. He'd slipped something into her drink, orchestrated the whole damn thing to trap her. Anna's eyes filled with tears and rage as she read it. "I thought it was my fault," she choked out, her voice breaking. "But he did this to me." I stood there, still hiding behind Ryan's mask, my heart and head at war. Part of me wanted to reach out, to tell her I was Aaron, to hold her through the pain. But the other part, the part still burning with betrayal, kept me silent. Should I reveal myself? Help her? Or let her burn in the fire of my revenge? My pulse raced as I weighed it all. Anna, tears streaming, looked at me, thinking I was Ryan, and said, "I need to destroy that monster. He took my life, my love, my marriage, everything." Her voice carried a raw edge, but to me, they were just words. I kept my cool, my face a blank slate. "All right, Anna," I said low and steady. "We'll take Victor down. But it won't be easy. Over the next few weeks, we build a plan, piece by careful piece." I leaned harder into Natalie, Victor's girlfriend, pulling her closer with my journalist act. She handed over more dirt, fake invoices, recordings of Victor's strong-arming employees, even a statement from an ex-Simone who he'd blackmailed years ago. Simone was living in Milwaukee now, and I tracked her down. She told me Victor had ruined her life, too, and she was ready to help bury him. But then she dropped a bomb. "Victor keeps a diary," she said, her eyes glinting. "He writes down every scheme, who he's blackmailed, who he's drugged, who he's used. Get that diary and he's done for." Something about her tone made me uneasy. Was Simone legit, or was it another of Victor's traps? I told Anne about the diary, still keeping my true identity under wraps. Her eyes lit up with a fire I hadn't seen before. "We need that diary, Ryan, whatever it takes." I nodded, but inside, I was wrestling with doubts. Was Anna really out for justice, or would she just cover her own tracks, trying to erase her mistakes? We got our chance at Victor's next big bash, another glitzy party at the same River North warehouse. Anna played her part, calling Victor up, spinning a story about wanting to rekindle things. Hearing her say it stung, but I stayed locked in as Ryan. That night, the venue was alive with Chicago's elite. Pulsing lights, champagne flowing, the whole 9 yards. Anna wore that same red dress, the one from the night everything fell apart. But this time, her eyes didn't carry fear, just a cold, calculated spark. She laughed and flirted with Victor, keeping him distracted, while I slipped through the crowd to the back of the warehouse, where his private office was. The office had a safe, and I was sure the diary was inside. I worked the lock, my hand steady but my heart pounding. Then a shadow moved behind me. I spun around, Natalie. "Ryan, what the hell are you doing here?" she asked, her voice sharp with suspicion and time to bullshit. I took a risk and dropped the act. "I'm not Ryan. I'm Aaron, Anna's husband." Her eyes went wide. "You're what?" "Her husband?" she stammered. "I'll help you, but you gotta move fast." Victor's starting to suspect something. With Natalie's help, I cracked the safe. There was Victor's diary, a black leather book filled with his twisted confessions. I flipped through it, each page worse than the last. The setup with Anna, the blackmail with Simone, even a plan to screw over Natalie. But the kicker? Victor had his sights on my sister, Rachel, who runs a small bakery in Wicker Park. She'd turned down one of his shady deals, and he was gunning for her next. My blood boiled. I shoved the diary in my jacket and turned to bolt, but there he was, Victor, blocking the doorway, his smile pure poison. "Ryan, or should I say Aaron?" he sneered. "You thought you could outsmart me?" Anna appeared behind him, her eyes flicking to the diary. "Victor, your game's over," she said, her voice steady. "That diary is going to the cops." He laughed, cold and sharp. "You two think you've won? I've got people who can make you disappear from Chicago." Then, out of nowhere, Simone stepped into the room, a revolver in her hand. "Enough, Victor," she said, her voice trembling with fury. "You ruined my life, and now there's—" His smirk vanished. But Simone didn't aim at Victor. She swung the gun toward Anna. "You're just as guilty, Anna," she hissed. "You said you'd trap him, but you chose him." Anna's face went pale. "Simone, I didn't—" I swear, a shot rang out. Not from Simone's gun, but from Natalie, who'd crept up behind. The bullet hit Victor's shoulder, and he collapsed, screaming. "I warned you, Victor," Natalie said, her voice ice cold.